Hi, I'm Brenda Buglione, and welcome to an all-new episode of SnowMotion. This week we're riding up the chairlift with Norwegian Alpine ski racer Atle McGrath and getting a ski tip from him that helps World Cup ski racers and beginners alike. Later, we'll check out new films from Teton Gravity Research and Vocal. Winter is here, so let's get started.
Since 1976, U.S. ski and snowboarding has relied on the name Steadman to keep its athletes on the slopes, competing and winning against the world's best. Today, that legacy continues as the most innovative minds in sports medicine provide personalized patient care to our nation's best. On the World Cup Tour and beyond, the Steadman Clinic and Steadman Philippon Research Institute, treating Team USA and the athlete in all of us.
Corbel, make it gold.
SnowMotion is brought to you by the Steadman Clinic, treating Team USA and the athlete in all of us. And by Gorsuch. Atle McGrath is a rising star on the Norwegian national ski team. He won the Europa Cup overall title at the age of 19 and stood on the podium of a World Cup race at the age of 20. Born in Vermont but raised in Norway, he's carrying on the attacking Vikings winning tradition. Today's SnowMotion chairlift interview is with Atle McGrath, one of the best Norwegian ski racers in the world, and he's here training at Copper Mountain. Atle, do you like it here?
Yeah, I love it. Great snow, great people, and it's been sunny every day, so I'm loving life. You also said my name right, so that's perfect.
I've been practicing.
that was great. A lot of people struggle with it, but yeah, it's fun that born in the US and my parents gave me a Norwegian name. It's pretty, I like it, but my dad's able to say it, so that was the most important thing.
So I want to tell our viewer the story about you being an American and a Norwegian. Atle's dad, Felix McGrath, was a ski racer in the US, and I grew up racing with him on the East Coast in Vermont, and he met a Nordic skier and they moved to Norway, and that's where Atle became a ski racer.
Yeah.
Did your dad coach you?
He coached me all the way up,
Oh my
actually.
gosh, he's a good coach then.
Yeah, I mean,
Or you're a good athlete.
Yeah, you can say both maybe. That's quite unique that there aren't many coaches in the ski game who actually skied World Cups.
Yeah.
And especially, being at the highest level for many years, doing the Olympics, that's quite rare. So to have a father so up close personal has been, it's been super critical. I don't think I would have been, or I wouldn't have been here without him, because all the experience throughout the years that he's, learned, he can give me. But then at the same time, he's always kind of put down his foot and said, you have to be your own independent skier, because he knows the importance of that as well.
Right. Actually, I heard him say one time that you're just a naturally hard worker, and it wasn't him driving you, it was you being so motivated.
Yeah, that's true. He never pushed me. He never actively pushed me. It was always just because it was fun, and of course, he was one of my biggest role models, so I wanted to be like my dad and ski. But I also really enjoyed skiing as a young kid. And I didn't start skiing gates until I was maybe like 10 years old, because it was all just skiing trails in the woods, doing powder, and that's what made me start with skiing. It's always just been fun, and yeah, the motivation has come purely from myself.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, now with the development program in Norway, have you seen any difference between how the U.S. raises ski racers or develops ski racers versus Norway?
Absolutely. One of the biggest differences is, of course, that the U.S. is about 330 million people, and Norway is 5 million. So from a young age in Norway, you're already starting to get matched with the best skiers in the nation. It was the same for, Lucas, because we grew up together. None of us ever won a national junior title throughout all the years of skiing.
Why is that?
Because when there's such hard competition and you're competing against the whole nation, from the beginning, it kind of sets the standard at an early age.
Yeah.
And there are, of course, differences with the age groups.
Yeah.
At my age, the 2000 year, there were so
brutal.
many skiers.
Yeah.
It was brutal from I was 12. It felt like I was skiing World Cups, almost. Although it was purely fun, but that's a big part of the motivation of never really being the best and wanting to push.
Yeah, and having, the challenge. You're challenged all the time.
Absolutely.
Okay, so when was your breakthrough year? I mean, you're 22 years old. I mean, that's so young to have so much success as a male in alpine ski racing.
Yeah, no, I would say it was the 2019-2020 season.
So you were
3 years ago. I was 19. Then. I was 19 then, at the time, and I had a great year. I won, I was able to ski a couple World Cups. I qualified for my first second run. I took my first World Cup points, and I also was able to win the Europa Cup overall title that year. So that was my big breakthrough year when I realized that I am actually capable of doing something in the sport.
So what was there a change in your skiing? Was there in your mental attitude?
Yeah, one thing was actually switching ski brands, switched to Head, and that helped.
Whoa, okay.
And that's a big part of if you want to go into the
Yeah.
equipment world, which is very complicated. The most important thing is to match the equipment you have onto your
skiing. Yeah.
And I ski a bit more smooth with more flow, and then Head is perfect match for me. But mostly it was the trust in that the skiing is actually good enough, because the big stage on the World Cup, it's scary. All of a sudden there's lots of people, there aren't as many races, so there's a lot of pressure for each race. You're the youngest, you're the weakest, least experienced, and to just realize that skiing as you normally do is going to be enough.
That is great advice. I love that.
Yeah, that helped me a lot. For sure.
So you took off, and you're enjoying this so much.
I really am. No, it's a whole experience, the whole thing, and not necessarily just racing. It's more the traveling in between, going places, being in Copper Mountain on a sunny day. That's the stuff that makes the sport really fun.
Oh, that's great.
I feel very humble about it, that it's I need to remember, keep it in perspective all the time. Some people are really motivated by winning races, and that's their focus. But I think there are 365 days in a year, and we race 20 days. Yeah. So if those 20 days are going to decide
if you're happy
or not, I think that's quite the wrong perspective. I always have this rule that I actually still stick by, and that's if I go out on the training day and there's more powder than the tips are, so that you can't see your tips on the skis.
Then you can't ski train.
Then you have to switch skis and go ski powder. And I still actually stick by that rule, and I can. So it's all about just challenging yourself and gaining as much experience as you can from a young age. It's just go out there, have fun, take those extra runs, do those challenging, fun things, and it is going to help you.
Coming up, Atle shows us a simple drill to help skiers of any level. And then we'll get a glimpse of TGR's action-packed film, Magic Hour. Don't go anywhere.
We see athletes as the ones that set goals in the recovery of a life-altering injury, the individuals that redefine the magic of getting back up. those that reframe their own recoveries to not be identified by their disability, but by what they will find next as their new ability to succeed. We are High Fives, the safety net of the outdoor sports community.
We don't just repair injuries, we look within to harness the body's own power to heal and decipher the delicate balance of tendon, cartilage, and bone. Developing new treatments so you recover faster. The Steadman Clinic and Steadman Philippon Research Institute. The future of orthopedic medicine is here.
For all my latest ski tips and chairlift interviews, subscribe to SnowMotion on YouTube and follow me on Instagram at Brenda Buglione1 and on Facebook at Brenda Buglione. Atle, what are you working on in your technique?
So the most important thing you're told, it's from the beginning you start ski racing, is that the outside ski is the boss. You want to have as much pressure over the ski that's mostly down the hill. So a good exercise for me, we call it slow drills, where you take down the speed and you can work on the details, is to go into the turn and slightly lift the inside ski, which is the ski that will be facing up the hill. So the tip is only on the snow, and then you're only making the turn on the outside ski. And then you go over on the next, and then you do the same, and it's like a sliding drill. So as you see, it's all about trying to lift that ski and then start rolling on. And you're gonna feel that you don't have to actually put any effort into skiing. The easier it feels, the more right you're actually doing it. Brenda's got it.
This tip is so good because it transfers all your weight to your downhill ski. It also brings your hips over the balls of your feet. Okay, so this is really important for anyone skiing at any level. You really need to get over that downhill ski.
Exactly, but you need the inside ski for balance. If you think of it as a percentage-wise, on a steep, icy slope, you would want like maybe 80-20. So 80% weight outside and 20 on the inside. And you can use it to steer and control a bit, but in general, all the pressure and the turn itself is coming from the outside ski. The more you focus on it, the better you get, then you can start picking up the speed. And then eventually you can ski high-speed turns in full balance on the downhill ski.
Teton Gravity Research has been chasing thrilling moments in the mountains for over 27 years. In their latest film, Magic Hour, it's not just about finding perfect light. It's everything that goes into finding the right crew in the right places to showcase skiing and snowboarding at its finest. Head to TetonGravity.com for more.
This literally might be the best place in the world for skiing.
Well, let's get this first one out of the way.
When you think about something for so long and to finally put it together.
It comes at different times. There's really no way of controlling it.
When the stars align, it's this beautiful, beautiful moment in the mountains. You just feel it in your soul and you know.
All right, dig in 5.
That you're in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, buddy. You got this.
That was so gnarly.
All good, all good.
Dude, that's like a risk I'm almost not willing to take.
What are you thinking, dude?
you're just in the moment.
It's what we live for, really. It's those moments and all the stars align and the magic hour comes.
Getting off the chairlift is all about being ready before you get to the top. You're going to take your skis off the bar. We're going to lift the bar. Then take my poles out from underneath my legs. When I get to the platform, really make sure you're clear of the boarder or the skier next to you. Stand up and go straight off. Get ready to ski.
What we've done at Surefoot is really changed the way that you get ski boots.
The sun shines bright.
This boot is made for your foot. The difference is amazing. You'll ski better, they're better fitting, better skiing than anything you've ever experienced.
I woke up feeling great. Today was made for me. And life is good the way it should, the way.
If we want to protect the places we love, we must vote. America is a nation of many nations, many histories, many experiences. But despite our different paths, we all converged here. You see, our common ground is the land itself, our playgrounds, and places we love. Now we must protect them from the effects of climate change. If you love the land, make a plan to vote this November.
Dream job? Oh God. Marine biologist. A food critic.
I already started a coffee roasting business, Pacific Crest Coffee Company. And our first location's doing really well, and we're opening up a second location now in Truckee. Outside of ski racing, definitely dream job, heli ski guide.
Lifty at Cochrane Ski Area.
SnowMotion is brought to you by Surefoot. Better fitting, better skiing. And by Vocal, high-tech made where we live and ski. Welcome back to SnowMotion. Doing squats and leg presses will help you gain strength in your legs. But here's an exercise to add to your routine that mimics the same movements you make on the hill, and it will help you get ready to ski everything. I'm with Chris Nurl, athletic trainer and strength and conditioning specialist. Chris, give me an exercise that would transfer the strength that I've gained in the gym to the mountain.
All right, so you spend a lot of time in the gym. Those quads are strong, your glutes are strong, your hamstrings are strong, right? Lower body's ready. So now let's add a little bit of functional movement into it that transfers to the mountain, right? So we're basically gonna do a lateral bound here. So go ahead and step over here. We're gonna need space here, right? And you're just gonna bound off of your left leg and land on the right leg.
It's like I'm skating.
Skating, there you go. And there are a couple ways to do this. What Brenda's working on right here is a little bit more high speed and fast paced, right? So this is gonna work that aerobic system. It's also working some muscular endurance. Very good, give me one more. There we go, come on back. Now we're gonna work on one that focuses on stability, right? So now what I'm gonna have you do, come on back over here. I'm gonna have you bound off that left leg, land on the right, stick it and hold it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, good, and go. 1, 2, oh, hold it a little bit longer. We want you bounding because you want to bound, not because you're falling over. There we go. So that core stability is important here. Focus on that core, tighten it up. Good. So we're using that core and those glutes to stabilize that knee. One more. You got it. And recover. Nice. That's a tough one.
It is tough. It was much tougher than it looks to hold the position.
Correct. When we're bounding back and forth rapidly, you don't have to focus on balance as much. But as soon as you have to stick and hold a position, you have to engage that core, engage those glutes, and focus on balance.
I love this exercise because when you're skiing, you need the strength to bend your skis, but you also need the movement out of the turn. So I like that because I feel like I'm just skiing down the mountain.
And it's not hard to do.
No. Again, it doesn't require any equipment.
Thanks, Chris. Okay, do that one at home.
Madison Rose Ostergren and Jim Ryan send it in style and beauty in a love letter to inbound skiing. The short film, Beautiful Send, from Vocal and Legs of Steel, show us that you don't have to go off-piste to have an all-mountain experience. Learn more about the Beautiful Send campaign from Vocal at vocal.com.
Okay, so I found the best song. I found the song. Starts off really slow and beautiful in the piano, and then it like builds up, and then all of a sudden it's like. Okay, ready?
Time loser, headlong to his death. Oh, it feels the piston scraping, steam breaking on his brow. Old Charlie stole the handle, and the train it won't stop going. No, it would slow down. Sees his children jumping off stations one by one. His woman and his best friend in bed and having fun. Oh, it's falling down the corridor on his hands and knees. Oh, Charlie stole the handle, and the train it won't stop going. No, it could slow down. Here's the silence howling. Captive angels as they fall. And the
Let's do this, guys!
Well, that's all for this episode of SnowMotion. Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in all season long for the latest winter sports action. Until then, I'm Brenda Viglione, and we'll see you on the slopes.